Hi, my name is Heikel. I would like to do a presentation regarding the topic of this presentation, problems at workplace. Our group has came up with the topic of the poor perception of awarding excessive power to customer with the slogan, customer is always right. So in our point of view, we think that that perception is wrong. Customer is not always right. The reason being is this perception or this slogan is widely misused and misunderstood. I will came out in a moment, right? So a business sometimes they are even one-sided to the customer and they don't trust their own employees. So that would lead to a high-low unsatisfied employee and even employee turnover, and most importantly a low productivity. So the reason being said, if a difficult customer create a dispute regarding to a business, if a business is one-sided, it's unfair. It's not fair for the employee and the customer, but most importantly the employee. So in other words, is customer is not always right, but this perception is viewed by businesses and also the public that customer is always right. So this perception is very crucial and very vulnerable to a business because it could affect the business. Sometimes if in business, according to the report that we found in the Entrepreneur magazine, they wrote about the same issue as us. You don't want every customer. The reason being is like sometimes your employee has to handle difficult customer once a week or probably once a month. But if those customer are difficult customers are like repeatedly going on, or probably they met the worst one, it could affect the productivity of the employees. So in that case, it could be worse if a business itself thinks customer is always right and they're like one-sided to the customer instead of the employees. So businesses, public, and most people think customer is always right. So we would like to break the perception that customer is always right. That could probably be worse if a lot of people doing the same thing. For example, I'm not satisfied with my food, so I don't want to pay for my food, or maybe I would want to have another set of meal that is better than what I complain, or any compensation or something. But this is very bad because they are taking advantage of this opportunity, of this perception, and it could also affect the name of the business. By affecting the image of a business, some difficult customer could spread false information and fake news to the public. For example, viral are the most common method, but this method could spread out false information. That's why customer sometimes is not always right. And yeah, this perception could be resolved in few ways and few methods that we came out. So my members will explain that in detail. But overall, we believe that customer is not always right, and that perception is mostly misused and misunderstood, and
Hello, is Tunku Faris Izudinsyah. My metric number, UDA 190096. Hello everyone, I'm here to present my part, which is 2.0 courses. So, here I want to start with the emphasis on why customer is not always right. First of all, it's very much about the relationship between customer and employees in particular. As we know today, the world is always fascinated by the slogan, customer is always right. Am I right? Yup. How can this happen? This can be caused by their own top management. Why would I say that? Today's companies, they may forget to update their own standard operating procedure, SOP, but which one have not been updated? Here I give you an example that you can imagine more clearly. The SOP example in McDonald's. Everyone know McD, right? As we know, at McD now, use a self-service ordering system on e-counter that is fully integrated technology, and it can be used to place an order and make a payment. However, McD management has not taken action to put their employees near the e-counter to guide the customer. This happened to me personally when I first used the e-counter machine after they launched it. So, as we know, if it too advanced in the current technology, it may not make an impact for young people like me who are already professionals in handling such technology. But we do not realize that it has a harsh impact on the older generation when they're using that system. Do you get it? Okay. Next, this question is also related to SOP in the company. All company can also think of a new SOP which is related to SOP in the event or just in case of an accident by the company itself. SOPs like this may help to maintain the reputation of them. For example, McDonald's has made a mistake to his customer. So, McDonald's can drop or create a new SOP by giving them a dessert to attend for their mistake and maintain relationship between the company and the customer. So, it is imperative for McDonald's management to improve their SOP in keeping with the current situation. This kind of thing might improve the company's reputation too. I turn to my second view. My second view of the second causes is about unawareness. Everyone know what it means. Therefore, there are many ways we as a consumer can become aware. Why don't we do it? Because we keeping continuing with the slogan, customer is always right. It is no longer relevant. Ladies and gentlemen, we are already stepping into 2020. So please, change your mind. With our awareness in our mind, so our perspective and our mentality will improve on this. While some of us may take this for granted. But for me, on this case, should be taken seriously. As we saw in this case, why is this important? For example, if we have a sense of awareness, especially we as a consumer or customer, when we go shopping, we may become more awareness of what is right and what is wrong. This is make us more matured in our buying process. So, we will no longer blame the worker anymore. Now I want to give you an example for you to imagine this a bit more complex. For example, there was a customer who accidentally spilled her glass of drink because she said the glass was too high, and she blamed the restaurant for giving her a discomfort glass. Then, she asked for a new drink at no extra charge. What do we see in this situation? Yes, of course, it is the customer's fault that she was not careful when drinking. In this case, the customer would never give herself up because she still felt that she was always right. This is very, very unfair. I have heard quotes that say, never satisfied with customer satisfaction. So, it can be a bit difficult to deliver the best or the perfect service to the customer. This is very much related to our awareness. Okay, next, it also involves awareness within us. During the 2020 Malaysia Movement Control Order, as known as MCO, there are many situations that may involve awareness of each other. In this case, it doesn't matter if you are a customer or an employee or an entrepreneur. We must be aware of our relationship. No matter where we are, who we are, and how much we earn, we must be aware of every word that comes out of our mouth because it is very important in our business life and our daily life. The related example that has recently become a hot issue that a female entrepreneur, influencer, a well-known businesswoman has found herself in the midst of controversy. She has received a massive backlash from netizens. The netizen has slammed her for insulting she worked against the B40 class in the comment on her Instagram. This should be learned by all businesses, particularly entrepreneurs, because sometimes you make a mistake and your customer can be at risk for your company. No. So mind that your buyer are the purchasing power of your product. In conclusion, this lesson is very important today to all areas of life. Adopting the slogan or concept of customer is always right will potentially harm existing companies, even though it also harm the thinking of the world. We have got to come out of this idea. We need to shift our mindset and our mentality so that we can give birth to more educated and a broad-minded generation. This is because not all mistakes come from the workers. We must know that sometimes we are right and sometimes we are wrong. We need to be considerate of each other. It's because we are in one boat, living together in harmony. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Abhishukri Ramlan and my matrix number is UDA 190007. Today I'm going to talk about the solution. So before I start talk about the solution, I will talk about a brief introduction about the issues that can compromise or affect the company, some businesses, and how we implemented it. There are various issues that has been affect some companies, several companies. So one of it, the attitude towards difficult customers. So there are two attitude. When we talk about attitude, there are two attitude, which is bad and good. So for the next issue is the customer satisfaction. What all the managers want is to satisfy the customers. So in order to satisfy the customers, the first line manager plays a big role, and also the employees. So if there dissatisfaction within the customers, so there are something wrong in the company or an outlet. One of the reason that the customer is not satisfied, sometimes the customers request a big demand or a big request towards the service that and beyond the service could offer. In order to satisfy the customers, the managers will have a tough decision making in order to keep the customers happy and also to prevent the the employees turnover and low productivity. So based on the issues that we have talked about, so there are three solutions, which is feedback ballot, constant surveillance from first line manager, and lastly frequent meeting of managers. Most of the companies have done feedback. This solution is basically can be done when there are dissatisfaction. Certain dissatisfaction, they can report using feedback ballot. There are also online submission which can be done, so it will make it easier for the customers to make a feedback. This option is valuable and can reflect their current services. So the next solution is constant surveillance from the first line manager. So basically constant surveillance they doesn't have to monitor constantly every single action. So the employees will be watched and monitored by the CCTV. So every company should get CCTV to prevent their staff from sleep or loitering. It will also provide evidence if the customers fight with the employees. So last but not least is the frequent meeting of the managers. So if the managers do some meetings consistently, it can keep track of the company's goals. And nowadays we have use the modern technologies. We also can use Skype, which can reduce time and cost of travel. If the managers wants to develop a good employees, the first line managers should ask them if they are okay or not. So the employees or the staff will appreciate, and they will get happier. So if the happier employees equals to happier customer.
Good evening to Madam Ruth. My name is Mama Aidi bin Razam and my metric number is UDA190043. Today I'll be talking about the analysis part of the solutions, which includes the cause, effects and rationale of this topic. I'll be discussing each solution at a time, consisting of each of the factors stated. So basically, costs are measured in three factors, which are financial, time and effort. Effects include the positive and the negative outcomes of the issue, and the rationale is basically the logic on why we use the solution at the first place. So, let's start with the feedback value. The cost of the solution in a financial aspect is that it might require extra funds in order to implement the solution in the first place. Furthermore, it also requires a lot of time to gain the data, and the data must also be genuine, as we need real people to send their feedbacks. Furthermore, the effects, however, include an equal ground and a sense of fairness among employees and customers, as they could give their opinions when there is a conflict. Furthermore, another positive effect is that it could also be beneficial for the business in the long run due to the data that we have collected.
I can't do it. I can't do it, Squidward.
What?
Every sentence, every paragraph, spoon, bread, salad, pepper. Don't you understand? My brain is full to bursting. If I have to memorize a single order, I think I'm gonna explode.
SpongeBob, hold on. Let's just take a second here to relax. Little more. Little more. Good. Now, I want you to empty your mind.
Empty my mind.
Empty your mind.
Empty my mind.
Empty your mind of everything that doesn't have to do with fine dining. Fine dining and breathing.
Just got an order from the boss. Dump everything that isn't about fine dining. Everything? Everything. Come on, come on, come on. Quicker, quicker. Delete, delete, dump it, dump it, dump it. Come on, let's get moving. Hurry up, what do you think I'm paying you for? You don't pay me. We don't even exist. We're just a clever visual metaphor used to personify the abstract concept of thought. One more crack like that and you're out of here. No, please. I have 3 kids. You heard the man.
How do you feel? SpongeBob?
However, in a negative aspect, it could also tarnish the image of the business itself, as some people might give negative feedbacks to the business. The rationale, however, includes 3, which is to reduce physical argument, to separate judgmental perception, and also to measure the frequency of unsatisfied customers, in which would benefit the business for decision making and also strategical implementations. The next solution is constant surveillance of first line managers, and the first cost in a financial aspect is the business might need to spend more in terms of installing CCTVs and increasing incentives towards first line managers, such as giving them a pay raise in order for them to be motivated to work for the job. Moreover, first line managers might need to juggle time looking after the employees and also doing their specific tasks.
All right, here we go.
I wait.
What are you looking at? What are you doing? Go back to work.
So that is why the business might need to put in extra effort to ensure and give them training in order for them to be credible for the job. The positive effects, however, the business would see an increase of productivity, and the CCTVs that are installed will give evidence, especially if there's a conflict occurring in the business. However, with the use of CCTVs, there might be an invasion of privacy towards the employee.
What are you doing? What's he doing? Why is he kneeling? Is he praying?
No, he's tying his shoe.
Do they pray at
And this might be a negative effect towards if we implement the solution. The rationale, however, or the logical basis is that it is to ensure preparedness and increase performance for the first-line managers and also the employees who are working in the business. The last solution would be management meetings, and the costs are heavily interrelated with one another as it revolves around one major cost: time. Time is money, and the business must have frequent meetings, and it may require additional costs when arranging these meetings. Not only that, employees and managers must have the effort to attend these meetings. Meetings are important, and it gives several positive effects such as sharing of ideas, proper planning of business strategies, but it must be effective, as some management sessions might be rendered useless given that the meeting was unproductive. The rationale, however, is to generate solutions, to communicate between managers and employees, to provide information of the business, and to create future strategies to ensure that the business would succeed in the future.
So I hope that explains the report for our topic that we choose, which is the poor perception and the entitlement. At first, I would like to say sorry for the extra 3 minutes, but I try my best to keep it short. But overall, I hope Madam Ruth is safe from the pandemic of COVID-19, and I hope my classmate also stays at home and don't go outside too often. To conclude everything, I think this shows the biasness of that statement itself. Customer is always right, because it is actually biased, and from our perspective, right, we could actually reflect a lot of stuff going on in handling dispute and also the problems in dealing with customer. So overall, I think we all should be civilized and also fair in dealing with such dispute. So as the employer itself, they should be fair and not be one-sided, and also giving the entitlement of customer is always right. So thank you. Have a nice day.